Hey everyone, Tony Lee Glenn here, and I'm trying to reach for a Google Hangout my buddy Daryl in the Philippines, Daryl Cheeks, and I'm going to see if Daryl's going to check in with us here just in a minute. Still not 100% up to speed on exactly how things start with these. Daryl, I don't know if you're over there. Can you see me? Daryl is one of my buddies that we've made friends. Let's see, do I need to send him a link? Maybe I do. Event page. Let's see. Let me see if Daryl needs this. Okay. Control B. Maybe that's what it takes to do this. We shall see. So, as we wait to see if Daryl shows up here, maybe I can trim this. I'm doing this as a Google Hangout online, on our Hangout. So, just watching here to see if Daryl shows up. Definitely want to be able to see him. And I've got a little window showing up here that I don't want to be there. I don't know how to make it go away. Huh, odd. Highly unusual. Google Hangouts are a bit problematic. Let's see. Okay, Daryl, are you there? Let's see if I have another way to reach him. Trying. This is an important one. I want it to work. Okay. I sent him a link about a minute ago. New message from Daryl Cheeks. Show. Says you need to approve my request to join the Hangout. Okay. How do I do that? Where is Daryl's request? Chat. Screen share. Showcase. Q&A. Cameraman. Control room. It says 0 viewers. Wait for Daryl to show up. Okay. Okay. Here I am. Where are my people? Namely Daryl. Okay. Check 1 2 3 4. Check 1 2 3 4. So I'll adjust my volume. Okay. Okay. Where is Daryl? Okay. Add. Okay. Google Fix. YouTube. No. Nothing there that needs to happen. Cameraman. Okay. Okay, why aren't we seeing it? Show. I can see you now. Okay. Now, that one viewer, you just popped up. Okay, so how do I get to the one viewer? How do I get to the one viewer? Maybe I'll close this. One viewer. Okay. Oh, now it says 0 viewers. One viewer again. What do I do to get to it? Cameraman. As guests join, hide their audio video? No. Broadcast large video that I see to my audience and hide it if it's no. Okay, one viewer. Okay. This is so weird. There's nothing on the screen showing me how to connect with Daryl. Okay, I'm glad this is not going out to the whole world. This is being recorded to YouTube in a private video for now, which we can make available later. Look at links. No. Okay. Let's open that can of worms again. Now that won't go away. Live. Okay, I can see you now. New message from Daryl Show. Okay, that's it, right? I'm in the Hangout, can see you and hear you. Okay. Okay, Daryl, hang tight. There's got to be something on my end. I'm looking all over this thing. Chat? No, it's not chat. I'm looking down the side here. Screen share. It's not screen share. I know that. Showcase. It's not showcase. Now here's an inner chat message. Okay. I'm showing 0 viewers now. It keeps going between 1 and 0 viewers. Cameraman. I figured it might be cameraman, but it is not. I don't think. Okay. Invite people. Maybe that's it. Share the permanent bookmark and come back. Okay, send invite us. Okay, well, let's try this again now. Let's see. DAR. Daryl Cheeks. Here we go. And invite. So you're already in it, though. Now I see 1 viewer again. Profile mute. Present to everyone. Hide for broadcast profile. No. Let's pull my profile up. I don't need that. Okay, I'm in here on PC. It should work. We got to figure this out. Control room, control room, control room. That's nothing. Okay, YouTube. I don't know that one. No, that doesn't work. Google Effects. I don't need that. This is so weird. I've clicked every button I can see to click. Let's turn cameraman off. Wow. How strange. Right click on it. Nothing. There's no place to stick a new message from Daryl. Hang on. I'm sorry, Daryl. I'll keep checking. LOL, no problems. I can wait to figure it out. Hang tight, brother. I'm just trying. I'm looking if I can show you. I can share the screen with you, I guess. Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Hey.
How did that happen? I guess you just have to talk.
Well, I think you when you sent me that invitation, I accepted it, and then that link took me here to the Hangout.
Okay, so that invitation is what you have to do to make it happen.
Yes, sir. I guess that was it.
Well, good. Okay, so I've got you here. So what I'll do, I'll trim everything before this, Daryl, off of this beginning thing here, so that we don't have all that foolishness that I was doing. I mean, there's nothing for me to click. So I'm glad I finally figured it out. Wow. So let me kind of start this like we would do if it were going to be a show. Well, okay, so folks in YouTube land, let me go here. Hey, folks in YouTube land, I'm here with my buddy on the other side of the world. Yes, 12 hours exactly away. It's 8 p.m. Well, that's almost 10 after 8 here in America. And this is Daryl Cheeks over in the Philippines. And Daryl, you and I kind of became buddies talking about GoPros and video stuff and all. And then I've been kind of impressed with some of your videos. I think you're a really great video producer, but I'm even more impressed with what you do for a living in your life. And so I want to kind of interview you a little bit tonight. And I just want to ask you, okay, you're a missionary and you feed kids. That's your mission. You are a Christian missionary.
I am.
Yes, I'm a Christian too. I'm not like real one of those guys that force it down people's throats. I'm not one of those holier than thou kinds. I'm one of those hopefully humble kinds that really read the Bible and try to understand what Jesus is about. And he was about meeting people's needs. That's one of the main things he was about. So I'm going to hush for me. I just want to hear a little bit about your story. What's brought you to the Philippines from South Carolina? And then I want to hear a little bit about what you do to feed these kids.
Okay, yeah. Well, Tony, let me first say, if I say anything that brings glory or honor to me or attention to me, I apologize up front. We acknowledge we can't do anything without God, and we give him all the glory. And I'm also like you, man. I don't push religion down people's throat or anything. God just called me here to do this, and that's what we do. But But anyway, I took a short-term trip here in 2009 for about 2 weeks, and then on the plane trip back to America, I just, after seeing what I seen here, there was no way in good conscience that I could just walk away and not do anything. So at that time, I was living in the corporate world. I was in sales, sold hydraulic, pneumatic equipment and different equipment to industrial plants in the southern United States. And I decided to come here. And so it took about 2 years for preparation and get everything ready. So I finally came here in 2011, and we started off feeding about 2 or 3 kids. That's all we had the funds for. And man, praise the Lord, last year we were able to feed 30,000 kids. And this year we got a goal of 50,000, and it looks like we're going to surpass that. We're already up to 28,245 so far this year. So it's a cool thing, man. I love it. I love what I'm doing, man. I just feel so privileged that I'm able to stay here and be able to do this.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, okay, so I gave some money to Daryl's ministry, and I went and I checked it out. I went to, it's a World Outreach Mission. Now, tell me how exactly you're connected with them, Daryl. I know the World Outreach Mission is through Alpharetta, Georgia or something. But I went there, I checked to make sure that you were nonprofit, that you were legit and everything. I found your name there among the approved missionaries. I see that they have a board that oversees things and all. So it's not some scam or anything. And tell me a little bit about the organization that you're with.
Yeah, and Tony, I'll make this clear, man. This hangout's not about raising money or anything out like that. It's we depend on God for our funds, and so. But how I got with World Outreach is that I felt like Philippines is where I wanted to be, so I started calling all the big mission agencies in America, Send and Wycliffe. These are the big guys. Well, they don't send new missionaries to the Philippines anymore because they feel like the Philippines has been reached with the gospel. And so I started looking at some smaller agency, and World Outreach was just a good fit for me. We only have about 100 missionaries around the world, but they just want you to go where you felt like you're called to go, and then they don't limit you on anything. They give you the freedom. Now, I'm accountable to them financially, which is a good thing for me. I need that in my life. And so, but they are a wonderful organization. They take 10% of what comes in, which is rightly available. They do a lot of the paperwork for me to handle my taxes, everything. So, man, that 10% is well worth it with them. But they are, if I got a problem, I email the owner of the agency, and he gets back with me usually within hours. I don't think the guy sleeps. So, but it's a good organization, and it was a good fit for me.
Well, what you just said here gives me even more validation for liking to support you, because I think a lot of mission places like, okay, well, we've gotten the gospel out, we'll move on to somewhere else for the gospel. And I understand that the Christian mission is to get the gospel out to all nations, but it's also to transform the world, man. I mean, so I like the fact that just because they think the gospel's been spread in the Philippines, your organization is not abandoning them, because clearly there's a need there. And so, Daryl, I do want to ask you about the need, you're feeding 20, 30,000 kids. I mean, it's hard for me to believe there's that many kids there to feed, but tell me what it's like there in the Philippines.
Well, and then I'm going to be looking this way because I got another monitor up here because I wanted to give you the right numbers and wanted to be accurate on it.
Fine, brother. I got you.
But this year, they've estimated there's 562,262 children. They call it severely wasted. They're just malnutrition kids. Now, that's the worst case scenarios, man. I can walk out my door here and see kids that need to eat, but that's just 562,000, just what they have on record. And there's millions of kids. There's over 100 million people in the Philippines, and so there's kids that they ain't even accounted for. So the need is huge here. with just feeding these children. You know, they suffer, man, when, you know, kids going to school, if they're able to go to school here. If you go to school hungry, you're not concentrating on what the teacher's saying, you know, and we got 3 levels of survival. The first, we need to feed them. I mean, we got to get them healthy. The second is medical. And then the third is get them an education. We truly believe, and when I say we, I have a team of people that work here with me. We truly believe the most effective way to get out of poverty is through education. There's 3,000 Filipinos that leave this country every day that go abroad and work. They work all over the world. If you ever go on a cruise, a Filipino is going to probably clean your room. So we just believe the best, and then they can go and work abroad because there's no jobs here. I mean, there's jobs here, but it's so competitive, and then they're making about $2 a day. But if they can get that education and go outside the country, they can send money back in to the country. And the funny thing is 60% of the income from the Philippines is people going outside and then sending the money back to their families. But first, we got to feed them, and then we got to get them healthy with some medical, and then we can concentrate on the education aspect of it.
Now I'm just like anybody else in America, and I'll go ahead and say, you know, these are things you hear. It's like, okay, well, why go feed kids in other countries? There's starving, hungry kids here, and you know what? I know that that's true. There are in pockets of America, there are kids that are going hungry. And but you know, here's the thing. I guess I can't wrap my mind around it. It's not even a close comparison, is it? I mean, what we face here in America compared to what's going on over there, right?
No, Tony. There's no comparison, and this doesn't just happen in the Philippines. There's other third world countries like this too. But I'll say this: in America, is the government has programs in place. If you're hungry in America, and I try to get home about every 2 years, so I see this, unless something changed, you can get food.
Yeah.
You can get food stamps. You can get government assistance. There is no government assistance in the Philippines. So
wow.
I'll say in America, and Tony, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're hungry, you have the access to food. In one way or another. I mean, you could go to the local church. Somebody there is going to give you food. And then, again, with the government programs, that's not the case in third world countries. They depend on other people. But, you know, I also sympathize with the hungry kids in America and all over this world, man. I don't want no kid to have to go hungry. You know, it breaks my heart. So it's just that God called me here in the Philippines. You know, he just called Daryl Cheeks to come here. I don't know why he didn't call me to help the kids in America, but man, I've got a lot of buddies that do a lot of work in America. And when I go home every 2 years, you know, I go out with them, man. And we do what we can, but mostly what we do in America, if we see a hungry family, we get them in touch with agencies that can help them on an ongoing basis. That's available in America.
So there's really no safety net over there. It's not like there's anybody in the government looking out for them. And so, Daryl, and I want to ask you this too. Day by day, do you see kids that are like that their life is actually being threatened by the fact that they're malnourished? I mean, is it to the point where you really see severe cases of this day in, day out?
Every day, Tony. I mean, it's, you know, sometimes, man, I have to step back because I get so numb to it. You know, when you see this every single day, you don't have the shock factor anymore, you know. So sometimes I have to pull myself back and say, hey, wait a minute, dude, this is reality. You know, this is, it takes a lot to shock me anymore because I've seen so much poverty and so much, you know, people want to see pictures from here and videos from here. And to me, it's normal. It's everyday life. And man, I hate I've become that way in some ways because I don't want to be less sensitive to them. But every day, Tony, every day we see kids. And it's, you know, it's, It's unhealthy living conditions. So many, I don't know how many. Oh, water, clean drinking water. I've got the stat. There's 55 people that die every day in this country because they don't have clean drinking water.
Holy cow.
Now we supply them with, these are water filters. It'll filter up to 7,000 liters. I can buy these in Manila for $35. So every time we get a chance, we purchase these water filters, and it's portable. So we can give it to the family. We don't have to be on site with them. We know that they're going to have clean drinking water. And 7,000 liters, that's a lot of water, you know. It'll last the average family here, that filter, about 2 years. So, and then we see so many kids, man, with diarrhea. TB is real big here. And, but diarrhea, I don't have the numbers on how many kids, not just kids, but adults die from diarrhea a year. It's terrible here. And that just comes from unliving healthy conditions, you know.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just be honest. If people watch this, I'm recording this ahead of time. I just wanted to have just me and Daryl on this, but I am going to go live on my YouTube with this. And I want to continue the story with Daryl and find out more about the needs. And I know he goes into jungles some, and I want to hear about the jungles you go into, Daryl. It's not just around Manila. You go to the various islands. You hop around, I guess, to different locations. And I have a Philippine map up here I'm going to share in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and just say that I am going to ask people to give. It's World Outreach. Let me make sure I say this right. The website where you can go, it's World Outreach Ministries, but it's just worldoutreach.org is what you go to, worldoutreach.org. And I'll tell you what I felt compelled to do. I'm not going to talk about the amount that I gave, but I thought, well, you know, if I take my wife out to a moderately priced restaurant, not even a fancy restaurant, but a moderately priced restaurant to eat once a month, I'm going to give that amount to World Outreach Ministries to feed some kids. So I sent you a gift earlier this week, and we're not going to mention the amount that I sent Daryl. You know, I don't want to bring that up, but I do want to ask you what I sent you there. What kind of impact will that have?
Well, I don't even know yet, Tony, because my agency, there again, I say, is not a big agency. So when you, it might be 15 days before I know. But I'll tell you this: for about $11, we get food from America. This is from Feed My Starving Children. We get it from several places. This one's called Stop Hunger Now. So we want different menu items for the kids. Sometimes we make them, they love a dish here called champorado, which is rice with chocolate. But we don't just make it chocolate. We add this now supplement. So everything's loaded with vitamins. But I can tell you this number. For $11.36, we can feed 150 kids.
What?
Yes, for $11.36, we can feed 150 kids, and most of them will get a second helping. So,
and that's in one day, or one meal.
That's one meal, but no, that's actually just one pot. And typically, we'll cook between 2 to 4 pots because, Tony, when we feed, I mean, we're liable to have 400 or 500 kids at the feeding, especially if they know we're coming. So it's and that's their only meal of the day. Now, you mentioned about the jungles. I do travel all over the Philippines, but this year I made the decision to concentrate on one island, which is Mendoro, because that is where in the Philippines is spelled Mindoro. That is the islands in the Philippines where more children.
Okay, you keep on talking there. I'm going to share the screen here and show people. Let me see. There's a screen share thing here. So I'm going to grab this one here. I think maybe it's this one. Say share. So folks, while maybe this is going to pop up. Let's see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, there's Mendoro right here.
Yeah.
And so here's Manila, where you are now. So you go across to Mendoro, and tell us about Mendoro and why you decided that was a good place to go to, Daryl.
Well, because of that more children die on that island each year than any other place in the Philippines from not having food. So that's the reason I picked it. And actually, Tony, I just made my first load down there taking food, but I'm gonna be relocating to that island. The need is so great that I need to be there full time. Now, what I'll do is I'll keep us. I got a small 1-bedroom apartment I'll be renting here in Manila. It costs me $50 a month. It includes electricity and water, but there's no internet down there, so I need to be back here. And then I just don't want to desert the kids here. Also, I have people here I live about an hour south of Manila in Das Marinas, Cavite. So what we've been doing here for the last 3 years, I can't abandon these kids, but I'll be moving down there full time because the need is just, it's just great down there. There's need here also, but I want to be where the kids are dying, man. I mean, I want to make a difference and get these kids healthy and, you know, hopefully get them well and get them an education.
Now, all right. So you're going to be going down there. You're saying it's like $11 to feed 150 kids. I don't know, that's pretty amazing to me. So I feel really pretty awesome then about what I gave. I didn't think it was very much, but I do. I'm going to stop just for a second. I want to continue on talking with you. And you know what? I've been putting these videos out for, I was looking now, almost 3 years. I guess I've been trying to do the YouTube thing, or I think it's about 3 years ago I started this. And I've never once much asked anything of anybody other than, I mean, you know, I've never tried to sell anything. I've never tried to, you know, I mean, I monetize videos. I make a few bucks off of the ads that YouTube places on my videos. Everybody knows that you can make a little bit of money on YouTube. It's not very much, you can make some, and it's a cool thing. But for the first time ever, I'm just going to ask people, just go to World Outreach, look at it, read about it. You know, I guess we can invite scrutiny, Daryl. I don't know, does anybody say anything bad about you guys out there? I couldn't find anything in just flipping through. And but I'm going to encourage people, if you've got some dollars, I mean, if we're talking $1, if you even give $1, and I've got 7,800 people subscribing now, and let's say that, I don't know, there's 5% of them that, you know, 350 people or whatever that might actually see this video, and you give $1 each. I mean, just think when you start doing the math, what Daryl's just explained there, what a difference that could make. And it might keep some people alive a little longer. You know, what we're buying time for these kids. And I like the fact that you're doing food. The big three: you're doing food, you're doing education, and you're doing medicine. Of course, I work in the medical field. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a marketing guy for Mission Health. So yeah, this is my little bit of just encourage. I'm just trying to encourage people. You know, if you've appreciated my videos over the year and you're a fan of me, say thanks to me by going and giving $5 or $10 or $1. I don't care. You know, you can do it with your credit card. It's secure. The setup is secure. I went through there. I am going to share this web page just for a second, Daryl. Let me show them what it looks like. So okay. I'm going to share the screen share again. I'm going to pick this one. I think I'm doing this right. So here it is. And for me, it's like I'm looking down, and for some reason, I guess I'm expecting a big old huge button to jump out at me. But up here's where it is, right? Where it says donate, right underneath the logo here. Yeah. And I hope, is my mouse crawling around on that, Daryl? Can you see my mouse doing anything? Maybe you know, maybe it's not doing it. Maybe it's doing it over here now, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So I have to put right there is the donate button, and if you click that, you'll eventually come to a place where you can. I was going to say show it. where donate online, click here, and you can actually put Daryl. You can pick Daryl as the missionary you want to support. And so I'm trying to remember where exactly I went. If you have a specific missionary outreach you want to support, it was right there, wasn't it? And then I went to right here. I dropped down. It's a little bit hard to find, but there you go. There's Daryl Cheeks, Philippines, right there. And so you can do that if and you know, maybe you don't. I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute here. Screen share. I'll say I can quit that. So you know, you don't have to help Daryl. You can help another missionary if you want to, but I encourage you to help Daryl. I just want to see. You know, here's me again. I'm gonna put my face on there for a second. I just want to see what the power of YouTube really is. Can YouTube and the people watching this, can we make a difference? You know, here we are. We're not. I have no agenda. I don't get one penny out of this. Daryl might get a little bit of money, but now Daryl, you were telling me you're mostly supported. Are you mostly supported yourself by the churches and everything? How exactly does your money come in?
Yes, I'm a faith-based missionary. In other words, I don't have a salary. I just, you know, I knew God was calling me here, and I just had to make the decision to come here. But I have churches, family members that send me money where I'm able to live here. So everything else that comes in goes directly to the people, other than the 10% that my agency takes. And then I have to give Uncle Sam a little bit too. But none of the money that comes in I'm taking for myself. Only let me say this is World Outreach is a wonderful ministry, wonderful agency. We've never had any complaints. And for me personally, Tony, and this there again, it's not about money, but when people send money here, I have a big responsibility to use that money in the right way.
Yeah.
You know, Tony, it's a huge responsibility for me. None of that is taken for now. It goes to the people. All of it goes to the people. Because, you know, Tony, I must be honest, man, I got to stand before God one day. I truly believe that. I got to answer for anything. I got to answer for everything, man. And I take it very seriously, the money that's in here that God has entrusted me with, that it goes all to the people. And it does go to the people. And I mean that. And I will say this, they do. World Outreach does take international credit also. Man, I appreciate you doing that, Tony. There, man, this is not about money. This is about I want the world to see what I see here and what's really going on. You know, man, sometimes I go back to America, I get comfortable in my lifestyle there, and I try not to stay more than 2 months. I have to say, hey, man, wait a minute. There's kids that need fed today, or people need some medicine today. So anyway, Tony, I take it very seriously.
Yeah. Daryl, we're having technical troubles. It's breaking up, and it's probably bandwidth coming out of Manila. I was going to go ahead and tell them this. So you're breaking up some, but we were hearing a good bit of that. And I'll tell you one more thing that I liked when I went and I donated to the World Outreach. You mentioned it, that 10% goes to administrative. That makes sense. I mean, they have to make some money, or they can't raise the money for you and administer it the right way, understand your taxes and everything. But I did kind of like, and I went ahead and did this too. There's a place. This is, you know, when I've given to many charities in the past, you give, I don't know, maybe you give $50 or something like that, and you just don't know what percentage goes where. I like the fact that when it came to donating on your website, this website, it had a place that said, no, 100% of this money will go to feeding the kids.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing a little bit of money with us to run our business? And so I looked at it and I said, well, you know what, I'm going to give them $5 to help run the business. So I put some money in there for the business. I like the fact that they were upfront and honest about the fact, yes, we got to have some money. And yeah, same way with United Way or whatever in America. If you give to United Way, you know, there's going to be X amount of percent. If you give to the Red Cross, it's going to be the same way. It does take money to run these ministries. I don't know. In my heart, number one, I like Daryl. I like the videos he's doing. I saw the GoPro you had up behind you. I'm gonna put you back on screen for a second, Daryl. And your GoPro light's not blinking anymore, but I saw you were recording this a little bit earlier. So maybe
Yeah,
it's not. Maybe your batteries.
Testing out some
batteries.
batteries.
Okay. But the thing I did want to say is go check out Daryl's videos. I think they're quite extraordinary. I think he's doing a great job with them. I think you have a great eye. I think you're a good editor. It's amazing. I like the fact you're taking that GoPro and you're trying to show the world what you're encountering there. You're telling the story. You're using the GoPro for an amazing thing. And Nick Woodward, or whoever the guy is that runs the company, he needs to be not only looking at people jumping out of helicopters and skiing down mountains and surfing. It'd be nice for him to see and recognize and realize that his GoPro is also telling stories that can change people. Search GoPro to take this video or some other video like this, and maybe Daryl's videos, and you know, take some pride that it's changing the world a little bit too with storytellers like Daryl.
Absolutely. I've been trying to get some more out to him, but I've had problems with the memory cards here, and there's lost a bunch of footage. But I think I've got that solved now, so we can get some more out in a little while.
Well, Daryl, I tell you what, tonight, because of a time frame I'm already kind of committed to, I'm going to have to cut it short this evening. But hopefully, I've got the message out. I want to have a follow-up with you. I'm going to go live with this video in about an hour. I'm going to just check it, make sure I cut all the stupid stuff at the beginning where I was trying to get everything to work and it wouldn't. But I do encourage people to go there, look at worldoutreach.org. I'm putting a link in the description. And really, you know, look in your heart. If there's something you can do to help Daryl out, please do so. Daryl, any parting words you want to say?
No, other than just thank you, Tony. And there's so much more in the ministry that we didn't get a chance to. But next time I'll go over with you that I actually make these eyeglasses.
Wow.
So I'll show you that out of the things we do here. Make it out of some stainless steel welding. But there's a lot of stuff on there. Man, I just want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And you've become a dear friend over you. Man, and I just love the community and the way you bring people together around the world on your YouTube channel, man. It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Brother, thank you. That means the world. That means the world. Daryl, I got to run right now. Folks, check it out. I will be doing another follow-up with Daryl soon. Peace.
Thank you, Tony.
For watching.
Thank you, Tony.
See you, brother.
Thank you, Tony. Bye.